You're joining in on a tutorial video offered by SAPL. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Sarah, the undergraduate program specialist at the School of Architecture, Planning, and Landscape. This video will show you how to use the written format of our BDCI program sequencing guide. It will end with a walkthrough of the actual PDF documents. Page 1 of the program guide gives you an overview and instructions on how to use it. I highly recommend that you read through page 1 on your first use of this guide. It highlights a lot of information that complements what you use on page 2. Remember to always check the year that this resource is updated for. These program guides are only updated annually if there are any relevant changes made to the academic calendar. If you're unsure if the version you're looking at is the correct one, you can always check with a SAPL advisor. As a reminder, these program guides are meant as a recommendation. Students don't necessarily have to follow this guide if they plan on taking more than 4 years to finish their degree, and/or taking less than a full course load each semester. Page 2 and beyond covers the recommended course sequence for 4 years of full-time study in the BDCI program. You can see that any course that can be tied to a specific course description has been hyperlinked for your reference. All the courses listed are 3-unit courses unless specified. As a reminder, both 3 and 6-unit courses offered by SAPL happen in the same semester. The difference between a 3-unit course in one semester and a 6-unit course in one semester is that students will spend more time in the 6-unit course per week. Finally, any courses marked with an asterisk are co-requisite courses. When you're registering for courses, make sure you have enrolled in both co-requisites for each relevant semester. If you're following the program guides for the BDCI program in either of the architecture or landscape architecture concentrations, remember that you'll need to apply for a change of program for the opportunity to pursue the concentration. This usually occurs in your 2nd or 3rd year, depending on if you'll meet the admission eligibility requirements. Page 2 of the program guides for either of the concentrations will provide more detail on this process. As a heads up, the first 2 years of courses in the BDCI program are the same, regardless of which route you plan on taking. If you do want to switch into a concentration by your 3rd year, you will need to make sure that you apply for a change of program in your 2nd year by the February 1st deadline. And make sure that you finish all the required courses for admission by the end of the winter semester of the same year. And now, I'll walk through each program guide briefly. So I'll just stop share briefly here for you while I switch over to the PDFs. All right, now that we're looking at the PDFs, this is the general guide. As a reminder, make sure you check which program you're following so that you're not following the wrong one. Also, this will be updated if there are any changes to the calendar regulations. So always check back to make sure you're looking at the right version. As mentioned before, the first page has all the different information that would help you with understanding this guide. So I highly recommend for the first time just to look through here first and then go from there. Here's the recommended course sequence. Again, pay attention to the little marks here for all the notes that come with this guide. The asterisks are referring to co-requisite courses. So these ones, they need to be taken in the same semester. I've also marked courses that refer to Transcaler Studio courses. So these ones, you only need to choose one of each in each semester. So you're not taking all 3, you pick one of the 3. And then the following semester, again, you pick one of the 3. Same thing for this 3rd year semester. One thing to keep in mind is that, as mentioned here, these Transcaler Studio courses cover small, medium, and large scales. And as a BDCI student, you need to finish one of each scale. So essentially, if you've taken a small scale course in your fall semester, then in your winter semester, you need to pick either a medium or a large scale. And then depending on what you choose in this winter semester, in your 3rd year fall semester, you choose the remaining scale as your final Transcaler Studio course. This is the general guide, so you'll see that there's a lot of DCI options and open electives. These are not hyperlinked because it depends on what you choose. Now, if we jump into, let's say, the landscape architecture concentration, you'll see here the first page is similar in that it has instructions and an overview of this guide. And then it jumps into a similar format where it talks about what you need in your first year, the types of courses, and they're all hyperlinked. More instructions on the change of program to ensure that you apply in time for the concentration. And then it moves on from there. Again, open electives are not hyperlinked. And then finally, this is the last program guide in the written format. Very similar format again, goes through a similar structure. Of course, if you have any questions, always connect with a SAPL advisor, and we'll be happy to help with you in terms of navigating how this all works together. And that's all, folks.